But I must ask you about Tahir Ali's comments, a Labour MP in Parliament today, who effectively called for blasphemy laws to be introduced in Britain under the guise of tackling division and hatred. Just have a quick watch of this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. November marks Islamophobia Awareness Month. Last year, the United Nations Human Rights Council adopted a resolution condemning the desecration of religious texts, including the Quran, despite opposition from the previous government. Acts of such mindless desecration only serve to fuel division and hatred within our society. Will the Prime Minister commit to introducing measures to prohibit the desecration of all religious texts and the prophets of the Abrahamic religions?
Can I agree with him that desecration is awful and I think should be condemned across the House? We are, as I said before, Mr. Speaker, committed to tackling all forms of hatred and division, including, of course, Islamophobia in all of its forms. Thank you.
So, I mean, Richard, it is Islamophobia month, right? And they all go on about all of this and all the rest of it. And these issues come to the fore every 2 minutes in that parliament. But is this a step toward curbing freedom of expression, in your view? And what kind of precedent do you think this would set for British society? I don't ultimately think it's laudable to go around burning books that might be, or burning books in general, but those that might be offensive to particular religions. But it does suggest to me a growing trend where actually politicians are too afraid to really say this is a step in a wrong direction, where we're going in de facto blasphemy laws.
So just remind me, which is Christophobia month? Which is anti-Semitism month? The whole thing is a complete nonsense. It is divisive, it's virtue signalling. Every month should be a month where you condemn hatred and racism, and that it's very simple, and we've got existing laws that deal with that. We don't need any more laws. But desecrating anything is, it's offensive, but we do live in a democracy, and the point about free speech is that I don't like to offend people, but some people are a bit snowflakish and they take offence over things that frankly I think are daft. So the point is that the right to free speech means if you want to live in a democracy, then sometimes you're going to be offended, and you've just got to put up with it, have a bit of resilience. And look, it's poor behaviour to deliberately desecrate a religious text. Do you need extra measures to deal with it? No. Just actually have a bit of just moral fibre. Yeah. Make it socially unacceptable in any walk of life. You just say, come on, actually, let's just work together.
Because it could be said, right, that the Batley Grammar School teacher still in Haydn, for example, may never come out of Haydn, and that was for showing a cartoon.
This is all wrong, but it requires courage. It requires leadership to say, actually, I don't give two hoots about your sexuality, your gender, your religion, the colour of your skin. I just want you to come and abide by our values of tolerance, compassion, accept that our foundation is based around Christianity. We ain't doing Sharia law in this country, and we all push on. We've all got a duty to contribute to our communities, to our economy. We've all got a duty to work, if physically you can, and that's how we all get better off. And if you get better off, people get on better. It's as simple as that.
I mean, Nigel has come under attack by figures on the right in the commentary sphere for his comments around Reform UK actually needing votes from Muslim communities, for example. What would you say to viewers who want confidence that, even whilst trying to win over small c, I guess, Muslim voters, that you would actually challenge robustly any attempts to put in place de facto blasphemy laws, such as these championed by Tahir Ali, for example?
We want voters from all walks of life. I don't care about the colour of your skin or your faith. We just want people who subscribe to traditional British values and believe in our policies about how we make this country great again. It's as simple as that. And I just don't think that is what's happening. Is you've got various people from various groups who are deliberately trying to divide, distort, discriminate, race bait, and all this garbage. And it's just absurd. It's an utter waste of time. It's totally unhelpful. Just focus on how we're going to run this country properly. How we're going to make people better off, not worse off. And how we're going to improve our healthcare, our quality of life, and make the place work. Just focus on that, nothing else, and get on with it.
But to be clear, you would stand robustly against sectarianism, for example.
Oh, completely, and we always have done.
Yeah.
As a nation, we always have done. Where we've had sectarianism, sadly, in Northern Ireland, we know the history, we know the consequences. It doesn't end well. But if we're not very careful, we are at Everest base camp of sectarianism. So you've just got to say, no, we're not going down there. But it's the people who are trying to divide by highlighting these issues. We don't need blasphemy laws. We don't need any of this nonsense. We just need people to focus on contributing, get out there, accept who we are as a nation, subscribe to our values, speak the lingo. Generally helps. Literally, if you want to contribute, if you want a job, literally speak the lingo, integrate, and crack on.
My friends, if you're still watching, thank you very much, and I've got a request for you. Thanks to viewers like you, Recent UK, we're on a roll. We're standing up to the woke brigade and championing British pride, especially for the next generation. We're one of the only voices out there that are actually targeting young Brits, seeking to wake them up from this lefty fog and reminding them of what it means to be British. And here's the deal. I want us to go further than that. I want to see Reason take on the mainstream left-wing media, a dominant culture here in Britain. We're aiming to expand with more presenters, with hard-hitting documentaries, with live events, with crash courses, the lot. But for that, we need you. We're picking one day to fundraise for this next level project, and that's where you at home come in. We're asking if you'd sign up to share our fundraiser link with your friends and networks on the big day itself. It's a small ask with the potential for a massive impact. Plus, the top fundraisers, you'll bag yourself exclusive goodies and a chance to meet some very special guests, VIPs. More importantly, you'll be standing with us, rallying young Brits to the values that make this country great, as much as the left try and destroy it. So if you're in, click the Google form in the description below, drop in your details, and I'll be in touch. Cheers very much. Let's make it happen together.